Prisoners 8 over 9 escaping. Security. Prisoners 4, prisoner 3, 2 escaping. You have entered a restricted area. Security breaches detected. You have entered a restricted area.